Welcome back. A relative of murdered Jesse Hess and her grandfather is set to appear in the Wynberg Magistrate's Court tomorrow. The 31-year-old is the primary suspect in the double murder. The two were found dead in August. Our reporter Aisha Ismail joins me now live from Cape Town. So Aisha, can you tell us what led to this arrest?
Good evening, Shahan. Well, on Monday, there was an incident that took place in Hanover Park on the Cape Flats, and two teenagers were attacked by a man known to them. He tied both their hands, and the 16-year-old was raped and the 19-year-old was physically assaulted by this person. He then fled on foot and jumped into a taxi, and community members then alerted the police, and the next day, this man was arrested, and he was then linked by police through circumstantial evidence to the double murder, the murder of Jesse Hess, who was a student at the University of the Western Cape, and her 85-year-old grandfather. Now, close friends and relatives of Jesse Hess were saying that while they were very happy about this arrest, it's kind of a bittersweet moment for them, because this is a person that was known to Jesse and her grandfather. She knew him very well and he was a close relative, and the fact that a family member had been arrested in connection with this murder is really that they were saddened by this. And earlier today, I also went to the University of the Western Cape, where I spoke to Seth Baloy, who was the boyfriend of Jesse Hess, and this is what he had to say about the latest events.
I've been doing a bit better. I'm getting better, but after the arrest and finding out that it's a family member, it's another setback. So I have to start again. Start to heal again.
All right, so we know it is a close relative. What more do we know about this suspect?
Well, the suspect is expected to appear in court tomorrow on charges of rape and robbery. But what we also do know is that he is out on parole, and he was released on parole in December last year. And as we know, the murder of Jesse Hess and her grandfather took place on the 30th of August, and now of course he's also positively linked to the attacks that took place on Monday, and as I said earlier, where a 16-year-old girl was raped and a 19-year-old was physically attacked by this man. And some of the community members were saying that they were shocked to hear that this person was incarcerated for many years for a similar offence. They're saying that he was in jail for rape. He was then released on parole, and he then went out and allegedly committed these other crimes, and they are questioning the reasoning behind releasing him out on parole, and saying that on the one hand you can't deny people the opportunity to be released on parole, because people do change and people should be given an opportunity to be reintegrated into society. But on the other hand, they're also saying that there needs to be proper monitoring mechanisms put in place for people who are released on parole, especially for serious crimes like murder and rape.
Yeah, we definitely will be monitoring this story quite closely. Aisha Ismail is in Cape Town.